What is up, guys? It is your guys' Chronos Airblade, bringing you guys the November 9th edition Raw review, WWE Raw. Um, Before that I do start this though, please slash the hell out of that like button down below for your Chronos Airblade to support the reviews, WWE reviews. If you do want more of these, and I will do one for first Survivor Series if the support on these does continue. You guys have been completely blowing up the support on the last two of them, so gonna keep doing these weekly as long as you guys keep up the support. Tonight's show, if you guys haven't heard out over the weekend, Seth Rollins, actually one of the main guys, the champion, was out with a torn PCL and an PCL, and I think it was an ACL or something like that. Um, Over the weekend, he vacated his title. Now, basically, this Raw was based off of um, the first round of the tournaments going into the next week. They're also going to carry two of those matches over to SmackDown, so they have something to build off SmackDown with. Uh, Kicked off the show with Triple H actually coming down to the ring. This is actually a very, very big part of the show. Triple H came down to the ring. He talked about how Seth Rollins was the guy that he built up. Um, he had it all until he got injured, working a house show of all things, he said. And then he was like, but the second guy I've always had my eye on since I was with Evolution was Roman Reigns. He calls Roman Reigns down to the ring. Roman Reigns shows up, no big deal. Basically tells Roman Reigns, if there was one thing what you were lacking is which you weren't able to do anything that people wanted you to do to get what you wanted most, which was the title. Basically, Triple H offered Roman Reigns to be the next guy instead of Seth Rollins, the new man um, for Triple H. Roman Reigns, I can see him turning heel. I actually thought he was going to turn heel at the beginning of the Raw. However, he turns it down. Possibly this builds up to a Roman Reigns, either a Dean Ambrose or a Roman Reigns heel turn. Not quite sure. I'm pretty sure either Roman Reigns or Dean Ambrose is going to turn heel. Not quite sure, 100% sure which one is yet, but um, kind of suggesting a heel turn for Roman Reigns. Eventually, he might actually have to gonna try her turning heel and screw somebody over. You might screw Dean Ambrose over or something like that. But um, Triple H gets mad at him, sends out the Big Show to supposedly kick his ass. At this point, I'm like, oh shit, the Big Show again. Um, I actually just don't even bother watching most of the match. I catch the match at the end. At the point in the middle of the match, I actually leave the room, go take a shower real quick, come back right towards the end of the match. Um, Roman Reigns, of course, Reigns won the first round of the tournament against Big Show of all people. Gives a shit about Big Show. Thank God I was not there for that match mostly, but he wins 1-2-3 with a spear. Roman Reigns moves on to the first qualifying for the tournament. Next round is actually going to be, I think it was Miz versus Dolph Ziggler. There might be a few matches that I do forget in this as well, guys. If I do forget them, it just goes to show you how important they really meant to me, that I can't even remember them. But I think it was Dolph Ziggler versus the Miz. At this point, I actually thought either Tyler Breeze would come down and intercept or something like that. Dolph Ziggler, like all the matches like the previous weeks, he was fixing an injury on his leg again. Miz takes advantage of it. However, Miz does go down to a super kick of all things. Gets the 1-2-3. Dolph Ziggler is moving on to the next qualifying for round one. After that, I think it's actually the Divas match. Paige cuts a promo backstage. Um, wasn't really looking at Paige. I was looking, you know where I was looking while she was cutting the promo. But anyways, cuts a shitty promo backstage. Comes out, goes against Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch puts up a good fight. She actually gets the PTO in the corner. Was too close to the ropes. She actually puts her hand on the ropes, saves herself, but really doesn't matter too much because she actually still does get the 1-2-3. Paige does win. Well, not actually, Paige does not win. Becky Lynch actually wins with grabbing of the tights because Paige tried to do it to her the previous roll up. She runs out of the ring. She's actually celebrating. She's knocked outside the ring and on the announce table, putting in the Paige tap out. So Charlotte comes down, tries helping her out. Paige scurries away like a little pussy. Not really too much about this thing. I really didn't care too much, but it's like the first time Becky Lynch has actually been in the ring in a singles match since for like 2 months. So I was surprised you could still remember how to wrestle singly. Um, I think after this, I'm not quite sure how these matches go. As by the way, as well, I'm just gonna say whatever I remember first. I think it was Cesaro, or I think it was Sheamus versus Cesaro with Wade Barrett out at ringside. Basically, Cesaro came down, Wade Barrett came down, or with Sheamus. There was actually a football player or something outside by the barricade too. Wade Barrett kept talking shit and eventually got slapped towards the end of the match. A decent match. It's not really too spectacular. If you've seen one match of these two, you've basically seen them all. Wade Barrett tries intercepting a couple times. One point actually looks like Cesaro actually hurt his elbow. He was he was actually doing faking an injury or some shit towards the middle of the match. However, he still continues the match surprisingly, and they actually get distracted outside the ring when they're talking shit to the football player outside the ring. Meanwhile, in the ring, Sheamus gets rolled up and actually gets the 1-2-3. So Cesaro is moving on, going to be going to the next finals, the round 2 of the tournament. Wade Barrett actually going to be going against Neville on SmackDown too. So I'm assuming either Neville is going to go over. I'm not quite sure. Not quite sure about that one. I really don't give a shit, to be honest. Who gives a shit about Neville and Wade Barrett? Did not really build these guys up anyways, so I don't even give a shit about that match. Sure, it's gonna be a decent match. Won't care though. After this, I know there was another Divas match. I'm just gonna say that whatever else I remember, because if I don't remember it, it's not important enough for me to even remember. Just goes to show you how much I really cared. I think it was Team Bad. Naomi versus I think it was Natalia. As they were coming to the ring, Sasha Banks is walking with them. She's not in a match tonight. No, she can't be put in a match. But the crowd is sure chanting, "We want Sasha! We want Sasha!" The whole entire match. Sasha actually outside of the ring, taunting on the crowd. She actually gets made fun of by Naomi in the middle of the match too. Naomi does win, I think. I'm not even quite sure who wins because I actually stepped out of the room for a little while. Actually, I had to go do dishes real quick. I just missed the end of the match, but I caught the end of it, like where I think Naomi or Natalia actually puts Sasha Banks in the sharpshooter, gets her to tap out, and then that's the end of that. Basically, didn't really care too much. I'd rather have if Sasha was in the match, I would have watched the whole thing. Since it was Naomi and Natalia, didn't really give a shit. So I'm not really quite sure if they're gonna break away Sasha from the dumbass group or whatever. Sasha Banks needs to either be the leader of the group or she needs to break away. It's doing nothing for her, pissing off the crowd evidently. Again, didn't really care about the match too much. After this, actually going to go into Tyler Breeze versus Dean Ambrose. I thought these guys were going to put on one hell of a match. Basically, the only match that I actually was interested in for tonight. I think there was I actually do remember a Kevin Owens versus Titus O'Neil match too, towards the beginning of the show. You knew Titus O'Neil was not going to win anyways. Kevin Owens got the win. He is continued into round 2 of the tournament. Just going to put that out there. Pretty decent match. Again, didn't really care about Titus O'Neil. You knew Kevin Owens was going to win the match. He does the powerbomb. Anyways, Dean Ambrose versus Tyler Breeze. Tyler Breeze's first match on the main roster, other than doing brutal attacks to Dolph Ziggler. There is no reason in this match why Dean Ambrose should have gone over Tyler Breeze in this match. If Tyler Breeze would have won, they've been wanting Tyler Breeze versus Dolph Ziggler. They've been building up to it for weeks now. What do? They have Dean Ambrose go over. Not quite sure why they did that. I was kind of frustrated why they did that. If you would have had Tyler Breeze go over, it would have made him look better. He did look pretty damn good in the ring. It was a pretty damn good match, to be honest. I know they could put on a good show. They put on a damn good match. Tyler Breeze looked good. Dean Ambrose made him look magnificent in the ring. You can tell he wasn't really impressed with the entrance when he was in the entrance, but entrance looked awesome as well. They actually gave him a full entrance this time. So, basically, I don't know why Dean Ambrose went over in this match. He actually got the roll-up. He actually got a roll-up. Didn't even go for the dirty deeds, and he hasn't been going for dirty deeds much lately. He's been getting a lot of roll-up pins. Got the roll-up, gets the 1-2-3 on Tyler Breeze. There's no reason why Dean Ambrose should have went over in this match, to be honest. If Tyler Breeze would have won, he would have went on to face Dolph Ziggler. You could have had one hell of a match right there, building up for weeks on end. You could have had one hell of a match. Dean Ambrose, you could have made him look, if he was supposedly turning heel, you could have made him stomp out of the arena, make him look like he was pissed. You could have him screw over Reigns in the next tournament, towards the end of the tournament or something like that. Am I a magician? Am I a wizard or something right here? I just booked their whole damn tournament right there. Oh my gosh. There's no reason why Dean Ambrose should have went over. Either that or they're building up to a Dean Ambrose versus Roman Reigns feud. Hopefully, I guess that's what they're building up to. Still, would have rather had Tyler Breeze go over to go against Dolph Ziggler. That would have been a really, really good match. Guess they're going to save that, though. I don't know if Tyler Breeze is going to intercept in Dolph Ziggler's tournament match next week. Not quite sure. They could be building up that as well. If they are, then I guess that's what they're going to do. But for now, since I don't know what they're going to be doing, Tyler Breeze should have went over. It was a damn good match, though, so not really too bad about that. But after that's going to be the New Day. Going to come out and spew some bullshit again about random, about British or some shit. I wasn't really paying too much attention, but they were like laying on the ground. They fell over. Big E was laying on the ground talking about the Dudleys. Speaking of the Dudleys, they have been on TV for 3 weeks now. Seems like right when the Usos came back, the Dudleys completely went out on vacation. They went back to Dudleyville. You don't see them on TV. You don't hear anything about them anymore. They're completely they're like nowhere to be seen now since the Usos are back. The Usos, I really don't give a shit about. I hate the Usos, to be honest. If you see one Uso match, you see them all, basically. Exact same cheesy bullshit in every match. They do nothing different. They came back after like being out for 6 months. Came back, what did they do? They did the same exact shit on them when their debut. I was like, oh shit, we gotta deal with these guys again. They went against Neville and the Usos. New Day actually won with a legal pin. Xavier Woods actually pinned the Neville, got the win right there. So I'm pretty sure the New Day is going to be going against Usos, probably at Survivor Series, or that are going to build up to a three-man tag. Not quite sure yet, but they really only have like one more week till the thing. They have to really start building up some of these storylines. Then after that, they actually do have Bray Wyatt come out and cut an excellent promo. Towards about the middle of the promo, Undertaker's music actually starts playing. This is actually probably the best part of the show, to be honest. That and Kevin Owens match and Tyler Breeze and Dean Ambrose match, that's about the only good spots in this show. Undertaker's music going to start playing. Undertaker and Kane eventually appear out of the fog. They're out with a vengeance. They go into the ring, face down Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt calls on the Hounds, Braun Strowman, Eric Rowan, and Luke Harper. Luke Harper and Eric Rowan both get chokeslammed. They're out for the most of the time when they start fighting. They were surrounded by the ring, but then Bray Wyatt actually threw the first punch and they start fighting. Those two actually get chokeslammed. Bray Wyatt's left for himself with Braun Strowman on outside the ring. Braun Strowman comes in, clotheslines both Kane and Undertaker. They sit up like nothing happens. Bray Wyatt's literally laying dead in the middle of the ring. They take a I keep getting these names confused for some reason. I don't know why. Braun Strowman. They throw him over the announce table. I don't really know why they actually start building up Braun Strowman now, just for this moment, because there's been nobody in the so far that's been able to throw Braun Strowman around. They threw him around like he was a fucking rag doll, to be honest. That's why it's been building him up. So toss him across the announce table. He gets buried under a shitload of chairs. Then they focus their attention on Bray Wyatt, double choke slam him, and they made their point. Finally, we saw The Undertaker and Kane. It's been 2 weeks. All they've been doing is cutting promos with Bray Wyatt. Finally, they actually appeared with only 1 week to build this story up more. I'm assuming it's going to be either them. It's going to be either Bray Wyatt or Braun Strowman. Not quite sure if they're going to actually introduce more people to the Undertaker and Kane's side yet. Not quite sure, but whatever they do, it's going to be a good match, to be honest. Normally, I would be actually very, very mad at seeing Kane in the ring, but since he's with The Undertaker and he's actually doing something decent with himself now, I'm not really too worried about it since The Undertaker is there helping him out. So if they're both together, I don't mind it too much because they're out of the way. It's in a major storyline with Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt's always there. If he's talking, you always listen anyways. So, and that was the whole show. If I did forget some stuff, you just know how much it really mattered to me that I didn't even remember it. But If you guys enjoy, please slash the hell out of that like button down below for your Chronos Air Blades. If the support does continue on these, I will keep doing these weekly and a Survivor Series review for you guys. And if you do want more of this, please subscribe down below, that big ass red button down below by the description. That would be awesome. That being said though, I'm going to get out of here. Hopefully you guys enjoy. I'll see you guys next week with another Raw review. See you guys next time.